How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the 807. I'm Don Carlito.
My name is Young Lyrix.
And this guy sitting across from me is a rapper from my hometown, Kenora, Ontario. Give it up for gnarky. So how you doing, man?
Yeah, how's life been treating you, bro?
Fucking a lot better than it has been over the last few years, man. Really stoked to say that I'm finally getting my shit together, and on top of that, the universe at the moment seems to be putting things in the right place for me.
The stars are aligning?
Yeah.
Literally?
Put it that way. Not illiterally.
Yeah, quite illiterately.
Quite illiterately.
I mean, it's
no, quite literally, though.
Quite illiterately.
No, but yeah, the stars are aligning right now, man. I've never been more certain that this music thing is my destiny. I'm also just on like a self fucking help journey, basically have been for the last like year or so, and I'm at a point now where a lot of my work is starting to pay off, and it's getting easier to put in work. Like, obviously it's still hard but it's easier to put in the work than it was before. I don't just roll. Like, I'm a lot more resilient than I used to be. I've built up a lot of mental toughness and endurance, so I'm super stoked for what the fucking world has to offer me the next fucking couple years. No, but yeah, man, fucking super excited. Super fucking excited.
So how'd you get your start? In music, that is.
Alright, so I was gonna say, my parents fucked. That's how I got my start. No, sorry, Mom, if you're listening. But on the real, though, I got my musical start when I was 9 years old. Started making cover songs and whatnot on YouTube. Made my little like live music videos like on the spot, like with my sister's like Logitech webcam. And over the course of 4 years, made about 150 of those. And then eventually I stopped, just because like I kind of grew out of that, and just because like kind of got bullied out of it, not gonna lie. But then eventually found my way back into music again by picking up a guitar class at school. Shout out to Darcy Ura for teaching me how to play guitar. And then eventually like worked my way over to other string instruments like ukulele and bass guitar as well. Eventually started playing drums too, also through Ura and Mr. Hardy as well. Yeah, and after that I kind of just like practiced like guitar and ukulele too, because those are the two instruments I really had. And then I didn't really like get into actually like making my own music though until I was 16, and I was hanging out with some buddies and they were spitting some freestyle raps and just throwing on different instrumentals like to different songs and whatnot and just spitting over them. And kind of always wanted to do it, but like I never had like the courage to do it or really knew how to do it. Like I had no one to like watch or anything. And then yeah, so when I saw them do it, I was like, okay, if they can do it, I might be able to do it. And then they were like encouraging me to do it. They're like, come on, try it. So eventually I was like, all right, yeah, let's go for it. And yeah, had a lot of fun with it. Obviously sucked a lot in the very beginning, but who doesn't, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like I was fucking brutal, but it's all good though. Eventually started releasing my own music on SoundCloud too. I didn't take it seriously though until I was 19 years old. And then at that point I had deleted 98% of my music. I kept the one song Space Coop, but I had deleted pretty much everything else, and I wanted to start fresh. And that was when I dropped my first song like as gnarky, called Rowdy. And that was the first single for my mixtape Devil Child, which I actually recorded at your studio.
I do remember that, yes.
Yeah, because like I remember that too, because like remember I showed you guys Hotbox and you were like, do you want to re-record that here? Like I recorded a bunch of the songs already. Yeah. And you were like, do you want to just re-record it here? And I was like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
And then I had you mix it for me, and you did a good job with that shit, made it sound dope. Thank you for that. And then after that, like that was like pretty rap like heavy, obviously, right? And then the album was a little more Like the beginning songs were like club type songs, some songs were like bars like songs, and then in the last half of the album it was like more so like melodic stuff. And then took about a year off of music, released 3 singles over the course of the next year, and then now we're at the point where I've released an album. I've got 3 performances under my belt. I've got at least 5 more lined up and confirmed for this summer and September as well. So things are looking good, and yeah, that's how I got my start, and that's how I got to where I am today. And that's just the short form of it. I could go on about it, but that would take 2 fucking hours, and I know none of us want to do that.
Yeah, especially because we've done this 5 times already.
Yeah.
5 times.
Yeah. I just, yeah. I don't
So
know
the
how to
album.
explain it. Yes.
807. There's a song on there called Small Town Energy. Obviously the name speaks for itself, but give us like a deeper dive of like what that song means.
All right. So at that time of my life, wasn't very long ago, I was kind of lost, and I was having like trust issues just with some people I know and whatnot. Obviously not gonna say names or whoever, and like it's obviously like the people in my life, like it's not fucking them. But point of the matter being though is like I was just having a lot of trust issues and a lot of other different small town toxicity issues, I guess. You know how it is, like people develop a reputation and then it's either hard to shake, or you know, rumors spread around and people will fucking believe the first thing they hear, you know. So basically I just kind of channeled all of my feelings into that song. Ironically too, like I just heard the beat, and like it was just the guitar. Like as soon as like the beat dropped, I just went, small town energy, they say that it's toxic. As soon as I said that first fucking bar, I was like, okay, now I got my topic. And then it was just like, I don't really know how to describe like writing the bars of it per se, just because it was kind of one of those songs that wrote themselves. Like I've noticed like when I do like deep dives into like, and by deep dives I mean like when I write a song that's actually like cathartic, like they write themselves. Like it's like music is my catharsis. So it's really interesting because like songs like Small Town Energy, Lost My Mind, Drain, Forever, like they kind of just wrote themselves. Like I don't really know how to explain it other than that. Like obviously I get the ball rolling, but as soon as the ball gets rolling, it kind of like my pen will just do the work, or I guess my fingers, because I type out my lyrics. But
Yeah, I think that's most people do that nowadays. Some people try to keep it old school and, you know, do the pen and paper. I don't know. I got carpal tunnel, so I just start cramping up like right away. So I don't.
They
do that
say
shit.
it's like different though. Like to them, it just feels more
deliberate.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see the difference in it. I mean, I've done it before, but I
Yeah.
just feel like it's way more easy and it's just there. Like I can access
Yeah.
it whenever I want, wherever I am.
Yeah, no, totally. It's that, and then also for me too, like sometimes my thoughts are moving so fast, I have to like write it the way I'm thinking it, because if I don't, it's gonna slip from my brain, and sometimes it'll like slip and just be gone. So I'm like, fuck. So yeah, that's also why I like the like just notes app in your phone, is because especially like if you need to adjust the wording of it. You guys have seen me do it countless times where
Yeah.
I'm not listening to the beat, I'll write out the rest of my verse, and then I go to record it and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta change the amount of syllables in this bar, or I gotta change the enunciations here, or you know what I
Well,
mean?
usually I'll write it, and then if I have a specific flow in mind, I'll make like a voice memo, so I don't forget the flow. Because there's so many times I've written something, and then I forget how it's supposed to sound. I'm like, ah, shit. So it's, you know, it's a terrible fucking thing.
No, I started recently doing that too, like just very recently, because like I always told myself like, yeah, I gotta like, when I come up with a flow or like an idea, I gotta like record it in my notes or record it in my camera roll, just so like I remember it. And then I never fucking really did it until like 2 weeks ago I started doing it, and there was one beat I'm currently writing to, and if I didn't do the voice memo thing, I guarantee I would have forgot the flow I did on it. And the song wouldn't be as good as it currently is going to be.
No, for sure.
Not to toot my own horn, but like I'm proud of my work, and like I feel like I've put in enough work at this point to be able to speak highly of it and not sound like a cocky prick, especially because like I'm not saying like I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying I'm proud of my own stuff and my own growth. You know what I mean? Because I've come a long way, like from my first song to now. Like if you played my first song, like it's so cringy, like laughable, right? So now when you listen to my music, it's even
Is that Space Coop or is that another one before
no,
that?
no, like it was a Lil Xan remix called Slingshot.
Because
like,
he heard about you before I heard about you.
yeah,
Like he heard about you when you were like, I think Little P, right?
yeah, that
Was it Little P?
yeah,
Yeah.
those were like that was the beginning days. Like I
Yeah.
was Lil P, and then I was Lil Cartel, and then I was Cartel Penner, and then I was Gnarky.
It was. I think I chimed in when we met. You were Little Cartel, or Cartel Penner.
Yeah, I think you told me like I don't remember exactly what it was. Probably something along the lines of like you shouldn't have like a name with cartel in it because of like you actually get big and someone fucking in the cartel sees that they might not like it or something like that. I don't know. It might not have been you, but somebody told me that.
I was gonna say I don't think that was me. But
Somebody told me that though one time. They're like, you shouldn't have cartel in your name because yeah, like
I mean, you never know. Yeah, fuck.
true.
but honestly, I did think about it. I'm like, they're probably not wrong. So,
Yeah.
and plus it, I don't know. Gnarky is better. It's more original. It's unique. It's
Yeah.
not even a real fucking word.
Yeah,
right?
where'd that name come from?
So interesting enough. So the people I was like starting to freestyle with and whatnot, like we all chilled at my buddy Chase and Matt's house, R.I.P. Matt. And we would all like smoke weed and chill there, and fucking I would pull up like in my parents' gray Ford Fusion. I had a buzz cut at the time. I obviously look like what I look like, and I would wear all black clothes, and I would just look like a fucking narc pulling up to the scene. And one day one of my buddies just looked at me when I walked in. He's like, fucking narky. And I was just started laughing because of how stupid it was. And I
Yeah.
was like, Gnarky, I like that. That's fucking funny. I'm running with that. And I didn't run with it as a rap name for a long time. It was one of my nicknames at the time. So that's kind of why I just took it and ran with it. Had a completely different spelling in the beginning too. I guess not completely. It's one more letter or one less letter.
Like an E?
No, I had it was Narky instead of Gnarky. But yeah, I think it kind of has a double entendre meaning now, I guess, because like it's the spelling of gnarly, but the K is swapped out. So for Gnarky, obviously, but the K is also for Kenora too, instead of a C.
Yeah.
Because like Narc is spelled Narc, right? So, and I also didn't want people calling me Narcy.
Narcy. Narcy.
Yeah. So that's where the name came from. And honestly, like people like will look at me funny when I tell them like my name sometimes, and then I tell them like what I just told you, and they're like, that's kind of cool. Like at least it's original and like something like,
definitely
meaningful
original
to you, as opposed to like fucking just something random like Cartel Penner. Like what?
Some random shit slapped
Yeah.
there.
I think it was fucking Bones yesterday. He came up to me. He's like, "What do you go by?" I said, "Don Carlito."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "From Carlito's Way." I'm like, "That's exactly where I got that from, man." Because I don't know, it's one of my favorite like movies, Al Pacino
Yeah.
movies. So
No, for sure. Like that's what I mean. Like when it's something that's like meaningful, impactful to you, it's your fucking name, right?
Mhm.
And it's meaningful, impactful to you. It doesn't matter what anybody else says.
Yeah,
If
I
you
mean-
think it's dope, you take it and run with it, and it is fucking dope.
bit of genius I got off of a Wu-Tang name generator.
Bit of Genius actually still like
It's funny
it
because
is a fire name, man.
because dude, I'm not shitting on the name at all, but and I still like it myself, but every time I'd tell someone it would be, "Oh, that's too long, you gotta shorten that." But then I change it, so bit of genius, Don Carlito. It's the same syllables, it's just a different name, and everyone's like, "That's fucking sick, I like that name." But like at the same time, bit of genius was like I don't know. It really didn't have any meaning. I literally got it off of Wu-Tang name generator because I heard Childish Gambino got his name off of it.
Yeah.
Fucking Post Malone did that too. He typed in his name, Austin Post, and he gave him Post Malone, and he took it and ran with it too.
But that fucking Don Carlito is definitely more personal.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And Young Lyrix is obviously very fucking original.
You've only ever been Young Lyrix, haven't you? You've never changed it, right? No, you were something else before?
My first rap name was G-Dog.
G-Dog. I remember that. Dude, have you ever heard the song, the Dustpan song?
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
You probably have. You probably played it one time at the old place when we were drunk.
Oh yeah, probably.
You wanna hear some early Young Lyrix?
Make all the people that watch this search it up. I mean, it's
actually hilarious.
It's
link in the description
because we're like ahead of our time. You know, it's like a meme song. Like
it
there
is.
was no
it
such
was
thing
a
as
meme.
really meme songs back in like 2007.
But that was a meme song.
Yeah.
So before you watch it, it's a joke. It's a meme song, but it's still
it's literally
early Young
It's
Lyrix.
the dustpan song. It's literally about a dustpan, like a metal dustpan. we're trying to find it one day in the basement,
And
because for some reason we're like, let's just make a fucking song about this. Fuck it.
he grabbed his Xbox mic and his fucking
No,
computer.
we made it like with one of those fucking little mics that you used to use for conference calls or whatever.
What, the button press ones?
No, it was like a long stick.
Yeah, I know
like
what
a
you mean.
round
Yeah,
base, and it plugged into the fucking jack on the
That's
computer.
hilarious.
Back in the
Oh my
days when
God.
we were using fucking Windows XP, and like I recorded it on WavePad. I don't fucking remember the name of it. Some dumbass shit like that.
That's dope.
I don't even have names for my first songs because they were all just recorded with my phone in front of my TV with YouTube playing the beat and me just like screaming into my phone. But like I never like actually like, I don't know. I guess I might have had names for them, but I just never like wrote the names down, and I just can't name any of my original first songs because of that.
I want to say, oh, I remember my first song name now. I couldn't remember it and it just came in my head. My first song name was called Flu Game.
Flu Game.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, like where it was, because my first song was a remix of a song. Like it was a Lil Xan beat. The beat to this day, like the beat goes fucking dumb. I don't care what any of you fucking old heads have to say, or any of you. I'm not saying Lil Xan's hard. I'm saying that fucking beat is disgusting. So whoever produced that
Yeah, I was
shit.
gonna say shout out to that producer, but not shout out Lil Xan.
Yeah, so it's a shout out to Xan's producer for that song. Anyways, point of the matter being, I did a remix of that, but my first real song was a song called Flu Game, and I have that on my phone too. I'll show you after. It's fucking brutal. And after that, I just dropped songs called Burner 1, Burner 2, all the way to like Burner 7, then sorry, hiccups, all the way up to Burner 7, and then after that Space Coupe, and then Scrap and Restart. I didn't drop too much.
Did you delete Space Coupe as well?
It's in my private,
You have it, but you just
yeah, because like it got a crazy amount of streams. Like it got like 32,000 streams, so like I was pretty fucking hyped about that. And just like if I ever need encouragement, like I'll look at that sometimes as to like, you've done it before, you can do it again. And like I'm not worried about numbers anymore like I used to, like at all. Like I'm worried about, like I was, like we were talking about earlier, like I have probably, before this album dropped, like I had a consistent 40 monthly listeners, 50 monthly listeners just on Spotify alone, and I hadn't dropped for a long time. Point I'm making is like I want to, like if I'm wanting to appease anybody, it's gonna be those people, you know what I mean? So kind of got lost where I was talking, sorry, too many thoughts in my head at once. Yeah, sorry, but yeah,
that was great.
yeah, I know. Sorry, brain just shit itself there entirely.
Speaking of numbers, the song on your album that's gonna blow up, and I'm saying this for the world right now, is "Catch a Buzz." That song is gonna be the #1 song on the.
We haven't even get this, like, nothing about the album yet. You said the one song.
Oh, do you know what's funny? I remember where my tangent just fucking cut off. So what I was talking about was worrying about numbers and shit, and like how I'd go and look at that for encouragement. Like what I meant by that is like when I was kind of like not sure if I should even like release music anymore, didn't know if I had it in me. Like this is like a year ago now. Like I would look at that for like encouragement. I haven't done it in a long time, but like every once in a while, like I'll scroll on my SoundCloud through like my own music, and then I'll see it at the bottom, and I'll just see the number, and I'm just like, yeah, you did that when you were fucking 16 years old on a fucking joke song. That's kind of cool. So like not a joke song, just like I wasn't taking it seriously. I literally one take freestyled the verse. Like if the verse wasn't garbage, I would keep it on there, but like I'll show it to you after. I literally speak gibberish through the middle of the verse. I'm like, do it about the shit like I am it, like it's an apocalypse. I'm going off right now like an esophagus. You're just soft, I guess. Like it's like,
So you're pulling like a Future.
worse, like worse. Like,
Well, there was like
legit,
one.
you couldn't understand.
I saw a
like,
video.
I couldn't
he's-
even understand.
Yeah,
me,
there was a
bro.
video. He said he was like high on something. I don't know what the fuck he does, but
He's like he couldn't even open his fucking
yeah,
mouth.
he's in the studio. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but that shit's hard. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he was talking about how like fucking during Tony Montana. He couldn't-
Yeah,
he's
that
like-
song,
he's like,
Tony
I couldn't-
Montana.
He's like I couldn't even keep my
Like,
fu-
Tony Montana.
he's like I couldn't even open my fucking mouth. He was like Tony Montana. He like impersonated himself, and it was so funny.
Yeah.
But you were asking me something.
Oh, I mean, I think we were saying, yeah, we're talking about the album, but we haven't officially said anything about it. Like, yeah, you got a new album out right now.
Yeah, so 807 is the album. I haven't released an album beside, like, obviously I released one 5 days ago, but like before that it had been 2.5 years, and I think it was because after the last album I didn't have a plan with anything, and then on top of that, like, COVID happened. You know, remember we had that one performance lined up in 2020, and then COVID happened, and fucking
Yeah.
shit kind of hit the fan, and it's like, damn, you know, and that just kind of sent me even lower. And then I had always wanted to make the kind of music I made for this album, but I never had the confidence, the tools, or the skills to do it. And eventually, with the help of some of my friends, they helped me get the courage just to say fuck it and try it out. And like I recorded Better Than Me, and released that, and that kind of like got me like awake again, you know, and like ready to go at 'em again. And then I recorded the next song, and then I listened back to it without any mixing done, nothing like that, and I was like, fuck, I don't know if this sound is for me, you know. And then I realized after like sitting on that for a while, like, one, it wasn't fucking mixed entirely, like, at all. So, and like pop music's a lot different than rap for like mixing, as you know, you watch
Yeah,
them
you
do,
gotta
like,
have
30 takes a song for some of them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of rappers can even just like, just rap, and you don't even really need to mix it, honestly. I hear
exactly.
a lot, but for like actual music where you sing and like have stuff like that,
It's
you know, you gotta
be-
have it sound good, you know,
Yeah,
or else
like
it's just kind of like just shit.
It's a matter of like cleaning up the vocals as well as making it sound crisp and fit to the beat and just everything about it, right? Like, and yeah, so like I kind of hit a like what would you call it? I hit a wall in a sense, not a wall, but fucking I hit a bump in the road. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, you fucking hit a wall, just stop completely. you
Yeah,
know?
no, I didn't hit a wall. I hit a bump in the road, and I was like, fuck, I
Got a
don't know if
flat
this kind
tire.
of music's for me. And then that was when my buddy Nick stepped in, and he was like, dude, like, let me help you mix your shit. And I was like, you know how to fucking mix? Because I didn't know he fucking did any of it. And he was like, yeah, I picked it up over COVID. I'm like, fuck, okay. This is
Yeah.
like 2022, like halfway through it. So I'm like, all right. And then we did the song Bad Timing, and then Psychedelic Tendencies. And I was like, dude, like, would you mind helping me like work on my album? Like, I want to make an album, and I think like with your help I can definitely make this sound. He's like, I would love to. And like I tried to pay him for it, but he won't let me. Like, the guy is literally my brother, and he fucking helped me make like the music of my dreams,
Yeah.
like the music I've always wanted to fucking make. And it's like a poppy sound with like rap basses tied into it.
Is he where you learned like how to like? Well, I mean, not how, but like to do like all those tracks.
Yes.
Like he's who told you to do like 30 different takes, and then he takes it and
Yes.
picks the nicest ones, and then makes them clean and makes
Yeah.
them sound exactly. So also another, sorry, I'm just going all over the place right now.
No, I'd love
But
it.
when you are making a song, or when do you hear it how you want it to sound in your head first, because like I said, like when you're doing it here, it doesn't sound, when you're doing it here and there's no mixing to it, it doesn't sound anything like the finished product.
Yeah.
So like, can you hear it in your head, and then you just have to like kind of talk to him and get him to...
Yes. So it's funny enough you say that, because yes, that is what I do. Like, I can hear it all in my head, but I don't actually have to talk to him that much. Like, if there's anything out of the ordinary or like a special twist I want to throw on it, then I'll tell him. But like, other than that, like if I send him like different vocals, like that's why I'll do a high, a mid, a low, and then like an in between, a mid and a low for some songs, and then some of them I'll do a really high and then a high and do a bunch of high ones, not as many lows. It goes all over for different songs, right? And it's because I can hear it in my head. And like Nick has definitely, because I've watched him mix this too, a lot of it, he has helped me get a better understanding of like how to record tracks. So like how I hear it in my head, it's like, okay, like now I'm starting to understand what I need, like what tracks I need to lay down to make it sound like that. But I got to give all the credit to Nick there, because like, even though like he said it best, like I have the vision, he has the execution. So like with the mixing side of things, like it's basically how I want it, and I tell him like, yeah, do your little twist here or do your thing here. But he's the one that makes my vision happen, like 100%. Like, so basically in his words, and I would totally agree, I'm the vision, he's the execution. And that was how it was for this album. He helped me execute my game plan totally. Without him, this album isn't possible. And it was the perfect guy for the job. Like, I wouldn't have wanted like a stranger.
No, he definitely did a good job too. Like when I was listening to your stuff on these monitors here, like it sounds really good.
It sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, like honestly sounds better than my mixing, and I'm jealous about that. Because I wish I had someone like that in
Nick,
my corner to do
if you're watching, hit us up. We're looking for a mixer, and you're killer at your fucking job, my guy.
Yeah, and I want someone to do it other than me, because I'm tired of it.
I'm sure he'll be watching. Hi, Nick.
So, what's the most challenging thing musically that you've ever done?
This album, like, and it was more so in the beginning. It's kind of like anything, right? Like, discipline isn't, motivation isn't possible without discipline. Like, you earn motivation through discipline. And in the beginning, like I said, like I just told you, like I'm not going to re-explain the same thing, but it's basically like the answer to the last question, in the sense that like in the beginning it was really tough, and it's like, fuck, I don't know if I could do this, you know? But then once I got the ball rolling, it was a lot easier for me to keep it rolling and gain more momentum, especially when we had stuff like shows coming up and we're booking more, you know what I mean? Like, the future's looking brighter and brighter every single day, and on top of that, like, I've been doing a lot of like self work, and like my foundation is getting a lot stronger, so like it's a lot better. But like a year ago, I wouldn't, like, it's crazy because like I feel like a completely different person. Like, I'm still the same guy obviously, but like my like work mentality and everything about it, like I thought I knew what hard work was then, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was putting in work, and I was at like, for like my maturity at the time, I was putting in all the work I could. But until like I got a taste of other things, the best example is performing.
Yeah,
that was like,
yeah,
okay,
just
like
a whole
I really want
level.
to fucking do this. But yeah, so that's basically the answer. It was this album, and it was like, yeah, just a matter of getting the ball rolling. But once I got the ball rolling, it was like not easy obviously, but it was a lot easier from there on out. Just because, like, especially because I got really vulnerable in some of the lyrics and some of the songs, so it was a little nerve-wracking putting that out, but I'm really glad I did. And I'm happy with how it's turning out so far, because, like, I've barely promoted it, and, like, people are hitting me up about it, saying, like, dude, this is your best work, easily. Like, it sounds unique, flows like an album, like, has a story, has multiple stories within it, and it's, like, music to my ears hearing that, because that was literally my goal with this album, you know, is like making it like an actual album as opposed to like just a compilation of songs.
Kind of like a mixtape thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta go back because it's so nice. You gotta say it twice. Catch a Buzz is going to be the number one song, and actually, it is the number one song.
It is the number one song.
And
right
just
now.
so the world knows, I said that before the album dropped. So
He did. That is no cap. He absolutely did. When I first got it back, because that was one of the first songs Nick sent me back, because like I would send him one at a time, and then at the end I just sent him all of them at once, and then as he was mixing them, he was sending me one at a time. And Catch a Buzz was one of the first ones I got back that I was like, yeah, I gotta show the guys this.
and that was one of the songs you recorded here.
Yeah.
And it just, when you recorded it, I mean, it's funny to us now, but like, it just sounded like fucking gibberish almost when you had it here. Like, it just didn't sound like I couldn't see what was going to be brought from Nick
And
on that one. And then just fucking when I got it back, I was like, that's the one you fucking recorded here?
It's because we would like, when the studio was upstairs, we would like leave him in there. We would go do whatever, and we just hear him like just up there. It's like
screaming.
It would just be like screaming, like what the hell's going on up there? Like what the fuck?
is he okay?
Yeah, he's like getting mauled by a bear or something somehow. Like what the fuck?
No, man, that's and that was the other exciting aspect of it too. Honestly, was just because like I know you guys are like really like rap heavy and dominant, right? So it was cool to like bring the pop aspect to like you guys, even though like you guys didn't like hop on it with me. I just mean like you got to like experience a different side of like the mixing and engineering of it too, just like I did, because it was all a new experience for me too, right? Like it was really interesting to see a different side of music in a sense, but yet it's still the same side, it's like in a sense like an octagon, you're just on a different like part of it now. I don't know. That was a dumb
analogies,
That was a bad analogy.
they don't always work.
I'm sometimes good with analogies, but that one was fucking brutal. I'm sorry.
They don't all work,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Did your influences change for this album?
Yes, actually. So, like over time, I have like so many influences that it's really hard for me to like narrow it down. Like when people are like, name your top influences, like I have a hard time not naming literally 25 people, just because like even if it's one song in particular or 10 seconds of like a vocal effect they do, or a certain thing they do with their voice, or a certain thing or a certain way they attack the beat, it's like, okay, you know what I mean? So it's interesting because like the genre aspect of it is the biggest change, because before it would just be a bunch of different rap artists inspiring my rap music, right? And now it's like I'm trying to bring elements of rap into pop, so I'm having to dive into newer kinds of music, and on top of that, like I'm enjoying it every second of it, because like I've discovered like artists like Breakins, who's like literally my favorite right now and has been for a while, Glaive as well, Eric DOA. Like there's a bunch of artists that I've discovered since like going down this rabbit hole. And the interesting part about it too is like I would search up type beats for like pop songs and shit. Like I would be like pop type beat or hyper pop type beat, and then it would say this artist and this artist type beat, and I wouldn't know who they were. I'm like, if this is what their type beats sound like, let me check out their music. Check out their music. I'm like, whoa, like I'm glad I opened up this can of worms, you know what I mean? So the like for the time being, yeah, like my influences like have changed, but I know they're gonna change again. Like absolutely, my
They always
influences
do.
are always changing.
They always do. Yeah, like I find that too. Like for certain songs, I have like influences and stuff like that, but like, like for a whole album and stuff too, like it's not that I'm basing my whole album off one influence, but like there's multiple influences.
Yes, that's the best way to put it, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I can't say like, oh, this one artist inspired this whole album. Like I can't. Like that'd be just, as much as I'd want to say that because I love certain artists so much, it's like, yeah, no, because it did come from across the board. Like I said, it'll even just be like 10 seconds of a song I'm taking influence from, and it's like first, like certain songs, yeah, it's like the song Lost My Mind is a Breakins inspired song, like 1000%. You know what I mean? I have songs like that where they're like artists like inspired, but as an album, like I don't have a it's a gnarky inspired album.
Yeah.
As stupid as and
I mean, it's
corny as that sounds, because it's like, not to toot my own horn, and I'm not saying it in like a cocky way, like, who does it sound like? Me. Like, it's original, it's unique, you know, and like I'm really proud of that. And
Yeah,
that's
and
why
seeing
I take
influences.
so many influences, is because if I were to just take
Yeah.
2 people, then it's like, oh, you sound like a mix of these 2. But if I take 25 influences, then I'm going so far across the board all over the place, like it's, you can't pinpoint it. Every time I get a comparison from somebody, they're like, oh, you sound like this person, or oh, you sound like this band. It's a different person every time, and it's like, I love hearing it, because even if the comparison to me doesn't make sense, it's still like, it's something different, like every single time. And like, that's the goal, is like unique, like you said. Like, I've taken your quote and made it mine. I want to be unapologetically authentic, absolutely 1000% of the way.
And when people say influences too, they don't mean they're like fucking ripping off flows and cadences and all that shit. It's just like, it's who you learned from, almost. Like, it's who you're learning from and stuff like that. Like, oh, that sounds really cool, you know, I can do something like that, but it's never gonna be like a rip off of somebody else's shit, you know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
but
And it's like,
that's what I mean by like influences.
there's only so many flows, there's only so many bars. Like, that was the big thing with this album, is like, I was trying to figure out new flows and whatnot, but it was really hard. And then once I like cracked the code for myself to do it, it's like, now it's kind of like automatic, to where I can like, okay, I can figure out where to go on this beat. Like, and the reason why is because I'm bringing different genres into the hyper pop genre. It's like they're not even hyper pop, like pop genre, I would just call it. I don't want to like put myself too deep into a box, but yeah, like did it again. Brain fart again. Fuck, I got too excited when I was talking about that.
How would you describe your style of music?
Thank you. That, because that
Yeah,
was
it's
where
kind
I
of in the
was.
same.
Yeah.
So that'll just basically, it'll probably fall right into it. My style of music, I would describe it as pop based rap, instead of like, because you know how like, oh, rap based or hip hop based pop, right? Like,
Well, you know what I call that? That's called hip pop. That's what I call it. It's like a mix of hip hop and pop. Hip hop is what I call it.
that's a good one. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
You're a hip hop artist. How do you even say that fast?
Hip hop.
Hip hop artist.
Yeah, that's why I said
Do
it.
you know what's funny?
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
fucking time on
Yeah.
me.
Fucking John's literally hip pops.
If I ever become a dad, I'll be hip hops for real.
For real.
Hip hops with his hip hops.
You need a
Making his
cane,
hip-hop.
man.
Oh man.
No,
Walker.
but yeah, that's how I describe my music. It's tough, because like, I kind of try to bounce all over the place, and I remembered what I was saying. What I was doing was, like, to make new flows, was I was bringing rap flows into like hyper pop beats, but it isn't hyper pop music. That's what I was trying to say. So that was where I brain farted.
Yeah.
It's like, the way to create new types of beats is like, or new types of sounds, like for me, it's like like 3 main points. It's like, you gotta have a beat, and then you got to have a flow, and then you gotta have, obviously, like delivery. So the way I like have been doing it is like, for each one of those things, I take it from a different genre. So I'll do rap, rock, pop, rock, rap, pop, rap, rock. You know what I mean? Like, I always switch up the cadences and flows to the beats. And another thing I learned too is like, just trying out sounds you wouldn't think would work on a beat has been a blessing for me. Blessing and a curse, because sometimes I'll do it and it's like, fuck, that sounds terrible. And then sometimes I'll do it and I'm like, god damn, that's heat.
I mean, it's all about experimenting, right? Like, you never know how it's going to sound until you do it.
Do you know what's actually hilarious now that I'm thinking of that? Like, the first like half of the Catch a Buzz verse, like where I go like, while I'm sipping on this liquor, all this booty getting thicker. From that up until you're vibing, I'm flying, I'm afloat. So like from the first bar to the bar right before where the flow switch is there, that was a hook for a completely different song. And I had it recorded and everything, and it sounded stupid fire, but then I was like, you know what? Because I couldn't come up with a fucking verse for it. And then when I tried that out, I was like, that fucking works. And then for the middle part, I just used my flow from the hook and did it again. And then the last part, I took the flow from a different hook on a different song and wrote out different words for it. Just took the syllable counts of each bar and then wrote out words for them. Like, it's like my music's a lot more calculated now. And it's interesting because the more I've been doing it and diving into it, like, the quicker I can do it. Before it would take me like 3 days to make a song, like in the beginning of this. Now whereas I can like make a song in like 15 to an hour, unless I'm like really trying to get like deep and personal on a verse. Like,
Jesus Christ.
My bad.
If I'm trying to get like real deep and personal on a verse or even a hook, like sometimes I'll take a week to write it.
Yeah.
But that's when it usually ends up being one of my best. Like that song I recorded here the other week on my own, like for that Thunder Bay guy. Sonata, shout out Sonata. That song, like, it took me a whole week to write that verse. But like, not really, but like every time I'd try to attack it, I was like, fuck, and I'd get stumped. Come up with 4 bars this time, then stumped again. And then on the last day that I wrote it, I kind of was able to get it all done in the one day, but it took me a week of trying to get it, you know what I mean? So with certain songs I have to take a long time on, but whatever, those are the best ones.
I mean, I feel like any artist, unless you're just like doing it for whatever, you know, sometimes either you can't even do it, like get writer's block or some shit, or it takes you a long time to even get like a 16 or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
I've only ever had one song, one beat that I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do the rest. I had like 3/4 of that it was laced up, the one that you took over with Ben.
Yeah.
That's like the only song I think I've ever like backed out of after I've like accepted the beat kind of thing, because it was the beat was the verse was fucking long. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it
a
was
long verse, and I had 3/4 of it written and recorded because it was just taking me so long. I recorded the 3/4 and I just thought that I'd write the rest, come back and just redo the whole thing. But like when I went back and started listening to it again, I fucking hated the verse. I couldn't sit with the verse.
I actually remember that because I was here when you did that, and then you listened back to it, and I said to you, I was like, that's a pretty good verse, bro. You're like, I don't like it. I'm like,
do you remember it?
I'm like,
no, I don't remember it at all.
I said to you, I was like, why don't you
so
like
cold,
it?
I am getting the shivers.
Oh, you're broke. You were shopping at Urban Outfitters, yeah.
I won't lie, that was pretty weird.
You don't like that one?
No.
I
Just
mean,
the way you
me
said it,
too.
was like, heartbeat so cold, I am getting the shivers.
That was the thing.
Jitters.
You said you didn't
Whatever,
choose.
same thing.
That was the thing you said you didn't like about it, was the way your voice sounded. And I said to you, I was like, I like it, but like, I don't know.
I mean, I still like the beat, but
Oh, the beat's disgusting.
it's
like, as
just
soon as,
fucking. I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't.
As soon as you were like, I don't want to hop on it, that's why I was like, I'll hop on it.
Yeah, you fucking straight up asked. You're like, can I do it then? I was
I
like,
said, you straight up ass.
You straight up ass, bro.
you straight up asked.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, because I like, as soon as you were like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it, Ben was like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, you said you were gonna do it. Like, I can't write a whole.
He's like, the fucking album is 2 songs away. Write the verse. And I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. The door's not open all the way.
Yeah.
No, but as soon as like that was said,
Inside joke, by the way.
As soon as that was said, I was like, yeah, I gotta chime in. So that one was another one that took me a little bit too. It was because of how long it was.
Yeah.
Because like I switched the order of my bars a few times too. Because like I wanted to actually make it like,
I think it was like
according to the title.
Fucking what, like a month you had that song?
Yeah.
Like you
sure.
were able to
You
like,
probably didn't start writing till
No, I
later,
didn't.
but I sent
you
it,
accepted the song and
3
like
weeks.
it was like 3 weeks, and then you came over to do another song, and I like popped out of the studio. I was like, you should just do Laced Up today, and you actually just did Laced Up.
Yeah,
that day. So
it was funny because I legit had
because like literally sorry to cut you off, but before you came over, you were saying that the last song we need for the album is Laced Up. So I knew I was just like straight up gonna ask you when you got here, like just do the song.
I had a feeling too because like fucking I forgot that you even sent it to me, and then when I was reminded of it, that was like a couple days before I came over, and then I tried writing to it, and I had a couple bars written out, and it was in a different order though, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then when I came here, you said to me, you were like, you should write that verse, and I was like.
Yeah, well then you're like, oh, you should send me the other version. It's like, I did 2 weeks ago. You're like, I don't see it anywhere. It's like, I sent it through the Flipside email. You're like, oh, that's why I didn't see it. Like, that's probably why you didn't even write anything, because you were writing it to the different version. And like, you know, I already sent that shit weeks ago.
It was so funny though, yeah. Like it was like, oh fuck, whoops. But I feel like I wrote a pretty good verse for that. I was proud of it because like I don't usually write on beats like that. That was like something. That was the other reason why I wanted to hop on that is because it was like that. Like if any time is to hop on a fucking beat like that, it's with Ben. Like a track with just me and Ben. We've never fucking done that before, and it was like, yeah, like it's a beat that I already like. Like I would freestyle to that shit, so it's like I could definitely write a fucking verse to it, and then. Yeah, like I did, and I was hyped with it. And fucking your verse, like, that shit's so hard.
No, I'm
like
not even gonna lie. Your verse is fucking cold on that shit. It's
like,
fucking good.
Cold is the best way to describe it because it feels like I'm on
fire.
my way to...
Obviously, it's fire, but cold in like the good way.
Yeah, like it feels like I'm on my way to like fucking go fuck shit up. Like it feels like when you get in the car with your boys and you're about to like fucking go fight a bunch of people. It's like, all right, let's
like
fucking go, boys, and you play some pump up music to get you going. Like that's the shit you'd play.
I know the song is like so old now. I just like, you know, I had that at the beginning. I was like, oh yeah, when I write my verse, like this shit's fire. Like I like this. But now it's like the song what it's been like 2 months.
Yeah,
more than that, man.
Yeah.
You've had that
At least
verse
2
was.
months.
That verse, the fucking studio was upstairs when you wrote that verse.
Yeah.
How long has it been down here now?
3 months, I think.
It's been that long already?
Maybe something like that. Maybe 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Time's flying, man.
4 different setups if you count the 15-year-old laptop we were recording off of when we first got back into the music shit. Because we took a 2-year hiatus.
I wish people could fucking see what we were recording and record.
Cue the video. Pull it up, Jamie.
Yeah. Honestly though, fucking.
Who the fuck's Jamie? Just kidding.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Yeah, for real. But fucking. Yeah, you should like actually cut a video into this podcast right here. Ben is going to show you the old studio.
Maybe.
I don't even know if I have any videos.
We have videos.
I have videos I can send you.
Okay, well then right now.
Oh, welcome to the ghetto.
Don't give a shit, but you keep piping. Pumping all the gas, all the hose, more like siphon. Leaving on your green when you want me on a cipher. Burning up some rubber, drifting in my Dodge Viper. Snapping on my name, but you have a ghost writer.
All right, that was the video, I guess, if it's there.
So yeah, that was the shit that we were recording in fucking 8 months ago, and now like we've done some pretty crazy shit. Like each, and like you guys fucking the biggest thing, like you guys opened up for fucking Mad Child yesterday. Like
Stop it.
We did?
Just kidding.
that's pretty fucking crazy, man. Like,
Yeah, I still have a fucking headache from standing beside that speaker. Almost blew my fucking eardrum out. One fella
My
was on
eardrum's
stage.
bad as it is, but fuck, man, I couldn't stand there for much longer. I had to move back. I went and I went and sat beside Bones. I was like, you can only take that for so long. He's like, no shit.
those were all cool fucking guys, man.
Yeah, they were.
I really hope fucking feller comes down for fucking hip hop at the Harbor.
I just hit him up today, and I was like, yo, let's make a date for a podcast. He's got like work, and
Well, you know,
he's got children too, so
speaking of hip hop at the Harbor, we haven't said anything about that yet.
no, yeah, I guess.
Perfect way to get into
perfect
it,
way to get into it, I guess. Hip Hop at the Harbor, July 14th, Shawclair and NK47. Gnarky's on the bill, along with us, Baydream Records, O-Rose and Jeb, and more. So,
Yeah.
hopefully that goes
Where's
good.
it happening?
Oh, the White Cap, the Jarnell Contracting Pavilion.
Where?
White at the harbor
what?
front in Kenora, Ontario.
That's
Okay,
where,
thank
yeah.
you so much, Ben.
What's the address?
Yeah,
What's the phone number? What's the postal code?
Y'all will know
What's
that
the
as the white
email?
cap, though. Y'all will know that as the white cap.
What's my
pavilion.
birthday? Where were my parents born? What's my dog's name?
Yeah.
What's my shoe size?
Jesus. Anyway,
What kind of porn do I like?
What colors you get?
Yeah.
Gray. Ray.
What size is my-
No, gray.
Yeah.
No, but
That's gonna be fun, man.
I'm super
Yeah.
stoked. Like
Biggest
that's-
stage that we'll ever.
dude. I'm gonna
like,
go fucking.
Not that we'll ever. I shouldn't
crazy
say
on
that,
that
but that
stage.
fucking stage, we have a lot of room to run around.
Like 70 feet?
I will
75.
Yeah.
I will own a
Can't forget
wireless
that vibe.
mic by then too, so I will definitely be fucking raging with the locals
Yeah, I
and the
hope we get
non-locals.
those
I'll probably.
too.
I think I'm gonna buy one too. So if you wanna just like get like a double pack, go halfers on a double, but like a double because I saw one at Northern Sounds. They got a box with 2 wireless mics, but if they're
Yeah,
I
it's like
want the ones like how we
$700.
had yesterday. So if you want to like
Yeah.
maybe go half on that.
Yeah, would be down.
Mm,
Cause yeah, I definitely need a wireless mic. For
me
that.
too.
Cause like watching the way that like I'm not saying like I'd do it as good as Feller. I wouldn't, cause Feller has like miles of experience ahead of me. Not only that too, like just the energy he brought. Like it's like what I'm trying to do is be unique. Like that was his performance. Like legit. Like I became a fan after that. I was like, dude. Like I went up to him after the set. I walked up. I was like, dude. Like that
Yeah,
was
it's
fucking
definitely
He's
crazy.
fucking
Yeah.
dope,
It was
man.
fucking unbelievable. I said I loved the energy. I loved the stage presence you brought. Like you definitely made a fan today. Like
Definitely
that was
extremely impressed by his performance because
Yeah.
well,
he would go
left it
crazy
all
at
out on that
hip-hop at
stage.
the harbor. I really want him to fucking come down for that. It would be really
Mm.
cool if he did.
Yeah, maybe.
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 No.
Maybe. Nothing. Maybe.
If
I'm gonna
not-
try. I'm gonna definitely.
If not this year,
I'm gonna
next
make
year.
it happen. Yeah. I definitely want him on. He's fucking sick.
Oh, dude, his music's fucking dope too. It's not just like I wanted to clarify that. It's not just like because you know how some people have stage presence, but like their music's like not it.
Yeah.
He's not that. Like he has good fucking music too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one song, like he Goofball or Goofy that he played. I think it's called Goofball. That was a fucking dope song. He asked the crowd, he's like, "Do you want me to spit some bars or you want some goofy
Yeah.
shit?" I was like, "I want to hear some."
I
fucking
was like,
goofy shit."
bars!
I was
Then
yelling
they picked-
goofy.
They picked, everyone picked
I wanted to
Goofy. I
hear
was like,
goofy
oh,
shit,
surprising.
man.
Okay.
I was expecting like way like goofier shit, but like goofy as in like I thought it was gonna be like meme goofy.
Yeah,
not
yeah, like,
fucking,
you know,
just
Like
bouncing
hops
shit.
and fucking making fun of trap music type shit.
yeah, yeah,
Some
basically.
like pans in the kitchen shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a cooking pots and pans in the kitchen.
Yeah.
No, but like fucking dude's fire. 601 first performance. That was fucking dope.
Yeah, he was hella nervous.
Super
Yeah.
cool kid though. I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was nervous, but hey, like it happens.
I could just
Like-
tell
No,
like,
but
the way he
that's
was
like-
walking, like that's how I was too, just like pacing around, clapping my hands.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I actually like I
Yeah,
I
you're
saw
talking
Walker-
before his performance, right? Like when he was like walking around, kind
Yeah,
of. Thing.
yeah.
You could tell he was extremely nervous. I even went
he
up
got
to
way
him.
more comfortable throughout each song though. and
Oh,
I made
yeah,
sure, I made
no.
sure I told him that
He
too.
did a really good job for his first performance, for
Fuck
sure.
yeah, absolutely. And on top of that too, like his music's pretty solid too.
No, for sure. He has a really unique sound to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bones, man, that like
Yeah.
he's fucking interesting. He's
Yeah.
he's
cool,
awesome.
man. He's,
yeah.
yeah.
He'd
he's-
definitely be a cool dude to hang around.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah. He has
I like his style too. He's
crazy
got a
stage presence too.
Yeah.
Like the way he like speaks with his eyes on stage, like it's fucking wild, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he goes hard in his performances, and on top of that, he makes me feel fucking short. Not many people do
Yeah,
that.
big
yeah,
dude.
he's
yeah.
a fucking tall guy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I like the Dragon Ball Z shirt. That was a really good choice.
I noticed that like
a lot of
halfway
people,
through.
like I saw people walking up to him like, "Look at Dragon Ball Z." Like,
Yeah.
he literally gained fans from the shirt, dude. Like that
Yeah.
guy's
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
sick.
Fuck yeah, man. That was an awesome show. I'm really glad I fucking came out. And
I was
supported.
happy with it. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was fun filming that too. Like fucking, I wish I could have done a better job, but it was tough with the lighting situation.
Dude,
if the
hey,
lights
man.
were, if like the fucking
The lights should have been like probably down more, like facing upwards.
or if anything, like beside the fucking DJ tables. Like it was like right in the middle of the
Yeah,
stage.
I know.
Like, so
it was
like-
terrible standing there too.
Yeah, I was getting blinded many
Yeah,
times in that
like,
crowd.
literally.
Yeah. I see why fucking I know Mad Child, like that's one of his things, just wearing sunglasses, but like fucking even if you want
Yeah, that probably came in fucking clutch for him. I mean, he
100%.
does it every show, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that was a fucking dope show.
you gotta bring fucking sunglasses to watch him, I guess.
You
Fucking-
know what's
funny? I fucking was wearing my sunglasses at the very beginning, and I fucking was like looking at him like this, and I was like bouncing my head, and he's
Yeah.
like looking at me, and he smiles at me because I'm the only one in the fucking crowd wearing sunglasses.
That's
But I
funny.
remember like whispering, or not whispering, but like
You whispered in his ear.
No, it sounded like I was fucking whispering, but like to the people in the crowd, I'm like, the sunglasses help. I said that to you because you had them on your head. I was like, the sunglasses help because the fucking like, it wasn't even like the like colored lights. It was the strobe lights, like the actual like
Yeah, when it was like flashing
beams.
white in your fucking face.
that
that
fucking
shit got me.
Oh yeah.
that fucking lady that yelled, I want you to be my baby daddy."
Yeah.
That was hilarious,
I literally
man.
lost it. I left the front row and I walked out because
You're
I
like,
was
"I'm
laughing
gonna
so
head out."
fucking hard.
I
I don't know. I heard it out the corner of my ear like really faintly. I was like, did someone really just say that? That's hilarious.
I looked up at fucking stage because Mad Child's bent over grabbing a fucking water. He looks up at Dow Jones, and him and Dow just stare at each other, and they're just laughing when she said that. Like they heard her. They heard.
Oh, they
for
heard her.
sure.
If we heard her, they heard her because they were like fucking
It was
2 feet
between
away.
songs, no beat playing, and it was the PI
Yeah.
where.
No,
like,
she was comfortable with that. She was definitely fucking
oh fuck,
feeling
man.
herself,
Dryden.
trying to feel him.
Dryden's interesting because I was saying to Ben, I was like, this is kind of like Kenora, but not really. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, fucking, it's like interesting because like it's like a little less like fucking, like I don't know how to explain it. Like it seems like everyone here is like, this is what a bar is supposed to be. Like everybody's having a good time. Like look around, you don't see anybody fucking falling over like fucked up or anyone ruining each other's night. I was like, I wish fucking Kenora was like
I mean,
this.
honestly, if it was like a regular night where people just go out and drink, probably would have been like that.
Yeah.
But because it was for like a live show and everyone was there to
It
see a
was
certain
special
thing.
occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A
probably.
hard bill is what that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucking.
I think that's what that's called. Hard bill is when you're going to see someone specifically. Soft bill is when you're like just going and it's happening. I think
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know words.
he was a pretty nice. I mean, Mad Child was a pretty nice guy too.
Yeah.
Super
especially
soft spoken and super nice guy.
especially like when you like compare it to things that like you hear about him. It's like when I was expecting him to be a fucking dick and he wasn't.
No, he's
He was
super nice
fucking
guy.
Cool. Told him I was like, yeah, man, fucking been bumping your shit for like literally 10 years now. My fucking sister and my brother-in-law put me onto it. Fucking Dumb's my favorite song of this day. He's like, thanks, man. Fucking thanks for rocking out. And I was like, fuck yeah. He didn't say rocking out, but like he was like, thanks for coming. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty
When I
surreal
walked up to
moment.
him, fucking Robbie was like, "This guy performed before you tonight," and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's your guys' name?" I said, "The Flip Side." He's like, "What's your name?" I said, "Keegan." And then I was like, "The Flip Side." I was trying to get him to put the Flip Side. He already started writing my name though, so I was
Yeah.
like, ah. But I think that's when he said like, "Oh yeah, what's your guys' name?" or "What's your name?" He meant me to tell me like the group name or my something like that, but it was too late.
I mean, he still could have wrote it, but
Yeah.
I was legit about to ask him for a fucking another poster and like
Yeah.
offer him money for my.
I'd be like,
fucking
"Keep the
brother-in-law."
poster. Well, how about a feature?"
That'd be a fucking wild feature. A Mad Child feature would be pretty cool.
No, yeah, I would actually. I'd be down for that. We have a similar style, I find. Yes, sir.
Fuck yeah.
well, I mean, we're at an hour. I don't think many people will watch past an hour. Honestly, people probably haven't really made it to this point.
And if you did,
Yeah, I mean,
We
we
love you.
appreciate you if you did.
Yeah, I definitely think this was the best one so far, and I'll probably be on the show in the future at some point
Yeah.
again. This won't be the last.
You've
of
been
them.
on every episode so far. So.
Yeah, two
we
for
have
two,
one.
baby.
Yeah, the second one is
Yeah.
literally for him.
two for fucking two. And I got my
well, I
own
mean,
episode.
technically, it's been more than 2 because we've shot this. Like, this is the 6th time we've shot this. So
Yes, this is
Yeah.
my fucking 8th one.
Yeah,
baby, or my
woo!
7th one.
Yeah. I mean, the first like 3 or 4 were just from having shitty equipment. And
well,
then-
yeah, we had everything in the wrong spot, and the mics
and
were
then
echoing.
you know,
we
Yeah,
actually,
I kind of feel bad for like Orose and Jeb and Be the Wiz because that's when we had the shitty echoing mics.
yeah. Hey, if you guys ever want to come back and do another one, you're more than
Yeah.
welcome. Come back. And
Yeah,
do
we have
another
to
one.
get this fixed up still because we're like crunched together right now.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to get some space in here.
yeah,
But
it'll be good though. Super excited.
well, man. I mean, you're obviously not leaving. You're just gonna stay here for the next fucking 5 hours. But hey, it was good seeing you. Get the fuck out. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
sounds
Well,
See ya later.
I should pull like steal a little thing from Sean Evans here. Why don't you look directly in that camera and tell the world what you got going on in your life?
Shout out Hot Ones.
All right, so
Oh, dude, fix your mic quick. It's sideways.
thank you.
There we go. All right,
All
now
right.
tell the world.
Yeah,
what you
now
got
tell
going on.
now tell the world what you got going on in your life.
All right, so what I got going on in my life right now, I just released my album 807 on May 15th, 2023. Obviously, I have a show June 24th in Thunder Bay. I have another show that I am not able to announce just yet, as well as Hip Hop at the Harbor July 14th. We'll be performing at Shooters again for the local folks the next night, July 15th. So make sure you come check
West
us out.
Paul Self Care Tour for that one.
Yes, sir. West Paul Self Care Tour. And yeah, we got a lot going on, and we're looking forward to getting it done and keeping the momentum rolling and planning out more shows and yeah, signing some titties.
Hopefully.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for watching so far. If you made it, we love you. Catch you on the next episode.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Peace.